World War I, also called the Great War, was the first global war that took place mainly in Europe between 1914 and 1918. This important event changed our world in many ways, from politics to technology and art. Before the war, countries were ruled by kings and queens. However, after the war, many royal families lost their power and new forms of government arose. The war led to the fall of four major empires: the German, Russian, Austro-Hungarian, and Ottoman empires. For instance, Germany had a Kaiser, which is like an emperor, but after the war, its monarchy ended. This shift allowed new political ideas to emerge, like democracy, where people get to vote for their leaders. World War I also made countries realize they needed to work together more closely to prevent future wars. In 1920, a group called the League of Nations was formed. It was the world's first attempt at an international organization dedicated to maintaining peace. Although it didn't last long, this inspired the creation of the United Nations after World War II. The war caused countries to advance their technology. Airplanes were used in battles for the first time, and so were tanks and chemical weapons. Inventions from the war changed everyday life too. For example, wristwatches became popular because soldiers needed to coordinate their activities more easily. World War I also changed culture and art. People began to question old ways of thinking. Art styles like Surrealism and Expressionism reflected these new attitudes. Writers and poets, such as J.R.R. Tolkien, wrote about the horrors they witnessed, bringing attention to the real effects of war. Sadly, the war had tremendous social impacts. Millions of soldiers and civilians lost their lives or were injured. This made nations more determined to prevent future tragedies and eventually led to many global changes.